Another day, another chance to win 2 million American Doll hairs over Underdog Fantasy. And today we have your favorite YouTube best ball streamer's favorite YouTube best ball streamer, Davis Mattek, hanging out. What's up, brother?
Hey man, thanks very much for having me. Excited to be here on the RotoWire channel. I've had a long and storied relationship with RotoWire.com, so always happy to hop on.
OGs of the fantasy game. I love being here and love being in the draft room with you. I've told Davis, maybe guys, I'm doing it wrong, but I don't know. I trust the man. 1,300 drafts done this year. I'm giving Davis final control for any toss-ups we have in our quest to, again, team up and make some money here. So we will be attempting to do that from the 109 position. Going to be hitting what I've been calling, Davis, the great wall of running backs in all likelihood. Have you found yourself, again, if you have the opportunity to attack this kind of, again, ridiculous Ashton Genty to Derrick Henry range, like, do you have a target or two amongst that group?
I mean, Genty is definitely my favorite, and then Walker is my favorite of the next tier. I'm open. I'm pretty open to Hampton just having like this completely insane. I'm Hampton curious. Like, I'm not nearly as convinced as the market that he's like very, very good. I mean, he certainly could be. Theoretically, the offensive line is very good if they can stay healthy. Theoretically, he's got a great offensive coordinator. Theoretically, he's got a great quarterback. Like, it could be an all-time situation for him. But hey, Ian, you've been doing this a long time. How many times have the Chargers been the champions of the offseason? Have they ever not? Frankly, have they ever not been the champions of the offseason? I can't remember an offseason where they weren't.
And I get on this show every single time, and I keep saying, guys, my biggest bet I'm making is the Chargers being a juggernaut offense, and it does terrify me based on that, Davis. We do have a chance, though, to get a wide receiver before some of these running backs. What are you thinking here? CD and Jetta's on the board.
I have Jefferson ranked over Lamb personally, but I'm fine with that one either way.
Let's go with Justin Jefferson. I love me some CeeDee Lamb. I just think there's a scenario where Pickens could be the wide receiver one in Dallas, even if it's 60-40. Like, we don't have that with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, with all due respect to Jordan Addison.
I mean, with all due respect to CeeDee Lamb, it took Justin Jefferson getting the worst quarterback play in the NFL for him to finally have anyone within 5 yards of him, active players, career yards per game. Just Chase now, I think, is either tied with him or just above him by like half a yard in yards per game. Jefferson gets to play in a dome. He gets, I think he's got an elite offensive coordinator. I think Kyler's gonna make a lot of people feel upset about their Call of Duty jokes this year. Is my anticipation. I mean, guy is playing for the rest of his life. If he plays well this year, he's gonna get the bag one more time. If he plays bad this year, he's got like a Russell Wilson future. So it's very, very important for him to play well this year.
And he does fit the sort of Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, even Geno, like the reclamation projects. You want this ultra talented dude. And guys, even if you're not the biggest fan of Kyler, you cannot deny what he can do, mobility and even arm talent wise. Do what number one overall for a reason back in the day. So getting here though into round two, Saquon Barkley sitting at the top. That's cool with me, man.
Yeah, that's a jam. I pretty much take these guys roughly in order of average draft position, but anytime you can get one to fall and you can get the more unique pairing, although I guess we did take Jefferson at a Lamb, so slightly less unique. But I think that Genty, Cook, Love, Walker, Barkley are kind of their own tier. And then I think Chase Brown and Henry, and honestly, even Jeremiah Love probably should be in that tier. If I had any confidence that the Cardinals were not going to be the worst team in football. But I mean, I do take Love, but I think Brown and Henry are slightly below that.
I do feel better about Love and even Achane after going through and looking at how running backs have performed in bad bottom 5, bottom 10 scoring offenses, because the ones who have managed to still smash almost unanimously were catching 50-plus passes per year, which is firmly not even on the table, but like expected out of Achane and Genty,
100%. And I mean, Genty, everyone kind of writes Genty off last year, like, oh, like he didn't do. I mean, he had 1,300 yards and 9 touchdowns. Like it was really concentrated in 2 games, but you can't say the guy had this like awful season. I mean, he clearly showed that if he can just get a decent offense around him, he's going to smash. Like our friend Peter Overzet does the Truth Serum video, and I think my Truth Serum video, I'm workshopping it, but it might be Ashton Jeanty is actually the best running back in the NFL already, and it's just being hidden by the fact that Pete Carroll's Nepo baby kids were the offensive quality control coaches for the Raiders last year.
And I've seen the Jeanty Trent Richardson year one stat comparison. Guys, Richardson was like a top 5 RB in fantasy in year one. I understand what happened afterwards. And if we see Jeanty, show me the year 2 numbers. If those are like T Rich, we're going to have some serious problems. I get it, but I tend to agree with you. Every single thing went wrong for Jeanty last year. And you still look at it. And no, he didn't live up to ADP necessarily, but still not a bad, worst case scenario season there. So getting into round 3, Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, Ladd McConkey, the top wide receivers, Kyron, Etienne, and Javonte Williams. What are you thinking here, Davis?
I would go T or Ladd here because there's 3 running backs left. There's a decent chance one of them gets to us. So I like to add. Honestly, slight preference for Ladd just because his quarterback is cheaper and goes in that quarterback window that we talk a lot about.
Were you surprised to hear the Bengals could be reportedly interested in another wide receiver?
No. And I think that I've heard the same thing. Like I was talking about this on my channel yesterday, like why, like the Bears should also be like these teams that have 2 really good wide receivers. Why would you not want to have a third? Why would you not be interested in Keenan Allen? Why would you not be interested in Diggs? Why would you not be interested in a midseason return for Tyreek Hill? Theoretically Brandon Ayuk or whatever, but like,
right.
If your third wide receiver is Andre Yoshivas or Ja'Day Walker or whatever, I mean, do you really have a third wide receiver? Like, not really.
I'm begging someone, anyone, send the Patriots a 5th round pick for Keyshawn freaking Booty. Looking at you, Chicago, Indy, Kansas City, any of those guys. It's going to be like a day 3 pick for him. We see it time and time again. That's even in addition to all the relevant unks that are free agents that you were going for. Malik Nabers might not be on the pup, Davis.
Yeah, dude, that's like the biggest thing in fantasy football that I'm monitoring right now is like the health of Malik Nabers' knee. And I like taking Jacobs here too. Love Waddle. Really, any of these guys is fine.
Let's go Malik Nabers. Been pounding the table for Jalen Waddle. I'm sure everyone's sick and tired of me talking about it at this point. But I brought in Davis. I brought in the number 1 ranker in the freaking world that we can judge, Justin Boone, and he is also in on Jalen Waddle. Even if you guys don't believe me, I get it. I've been wrong before. Trust that guy, Jalen Waddle. Get the Waddle on. Sorry, what were you saying?
I think there is no player that is more beloved by fantasy analysts and less loved by fantasy players than Jalen Waddle. I think every fantasy analyst is like, Jalen Waddle, huge smash, got to take him, got to get him, let's move him up, let's put him in the 3rd round. And every like kind of just like, normal guy, I'm going to draft some best ball teams, I'm going to draft my home league with my buddies. They're like, buddy, I'm not drafting Jalen Waddle with my own money. Like that's for all you fantasy analysts with your fancy numbers who can't just watch the games and see that Jalen Waddle spends a quarter of every game in the blue medical tent.
He's got that Julio Jones gene, man. He's just hobbling off at least once, if not more per game. And then you look up at the end of the year and you're like, oh, I guess he did actually play 15 or 16 games once again. So love us some Jalen Waddle. And honestly, Davis loving the start here. Justin Jefferson round 1, Saquon round 2, got our hero RB, Ladd McConkey, and Malik Nabers after that. Have you been completely just drinking the early RB, kind of syrup that's been going on? Or have you also been willing to experiment with, if not 0 RB builds, like the sort of hero type that we have going on now?
I think the hero builds are quite nice. And frankly, the teams that I feel best about are like through like 6 rounds, like truly like perfectly balanced, like 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers. Those, generally speaking, I look at those and I'm like, man, that feels so much better than the teams. Because, I'm drafting a ton of teams, but I will occasionally do the Jeanty, Walker, Etienne, Javonte, and then, I'm there in the 5th round and Tootin fell to me. So I guess I just got my 5 running backs right there. And this is truly like in my heart of hearts, this is what I am anticipating. I think we are going to get, if not multiples of them, one of the old guys who goes in round 1, they're getting hurt. Or just going to suck. Or like just like could be McCaffrey, could be Henry. I mean, even Jonathan Taylor's on his 3rd contract. He's about to hold in to get a new contract.
Hey, we're up here. Christian Watson, Carnell Tate, DJ Moore. Haven't been a huge fan. I really don't want Bucky. But if you do,
I would take, if we're not taking Bucky, I would take Tate. And I'm interested in my rankings. I don't think I've got the courage to do it yet, but I want to move Price ahead of Bucky.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm already there, honestly. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, Price, I think, is like, the thing is a lot of guys like in our space liked Bucky as a prospect. I did not. And so I was pretty surprised when he was as good as he was as a rookie.
Mhm.
And this is just kind of the way football works. But if a guy is a 3 RAS and weighs 187 pounds, it shouldn't be that surprising when he gets injured, right? It's
Right.
kind of the whole deal. Like Achan was supposed to be this super fragile guy. And guess what? He's gotten ankle injuries. He's gotten shoulder injuries. Like that's what happens when you weigh 185 pounds.
Bucky 10 picks past
I
ADP,
think we
though,
got it.
Davis.
Yeah, now we
Yeah.
got to take Bucky. Yeah.
And this is what you do, guys. And I'm sure, Davis will say the same thing. Like, I am not a big fan of drafting Bucky. Okay. So I still don't necessarily be at 0%. So when am I going to draft him when he's 10 freaking picks past ADP? That's how you balance it out with guys you don't love.
I do. Kind of my philosophy is just like the first like 6 rounds. I try and not be like, I'm going to do this in this draft. It's just like, I mean, one of the things we know, everyone's done great. Like a lot of people have done great work on this, but like the number one predictor of how many points your best ball team is going to score is how much real-time ADP value you get. Like literally the number one, it's just like, it's why drafting in a room where someone is on auto draft is so frustrating. Cause you never end up getting the value. It. Yeah.
That's
so
annoying. Backwards, man. If you time out, that's on you. Set your cue. All right. Set your cue. Get whoever you want. If you time out and you don't have someone set, why do we reward them with the following ADP? Give them freaking my guy, Duke Johnson. Give me whoever's at the bottom of the freaking list.
They would never do it for Best Ball Mania. I do wonder if maybe they would do like a $5 contest or something that time where it's like, if you auto, you're out. But yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree with that. It's so like, there's just nothing worse than being, or multiple auto drafters. Then you're like, oh my God, just the quarterbacks will go. It's just miserable.
I've been in leagues too, and I think this is fair. Like if I auto and I'm not being responsive in the chat saying, can you please pause for a second or anything like that, they give me some bum. 3 other guys draft. They take whoever they want. I'm allowed to go back and say, okay, I want this guy who's still on the board. Yes. I can't erase picks so that happened. It's like when the Vikings missed their pick in the NFL draft like 20 years ago. You can go back and get your pick eventually, but you can't erase, what happens after.
No, I hard agree with that. And this is I actually have not seen Bucky in the 6th in a while on Underdog. So that was a nice little value for us there.
Didn't fall too far behind at RB, which helps out, especially with some of these guys not going. So Justin Herbert is sitting here for us.
Wow, Mahomes goes at 74. We're in a weirdo draft right now.
Hey, we'll take it, man. So Herbert would be a fun target here. Again, we got chances for Kyler later. Jackson Darts could be in a little bit. Cam Ward at the very end. So a lot of optionality at quarterback. We don't need to go Herbert, but man, I'd like to.
I mean, what's your projection? Because one of the things that has been, I mean, I'm fine taking Herbert here, but one of the things I've been a smidgen worried about is I don't know if Herbert and McDaniel are actually like that great of a stylistic fit. Now that obviously could be, okay, well, what has Mike McDaniel had to work with in his career calling plays? I mean, Tua was one of his quarterbacks, and then he was also the offensive coordinator for the 2021 San Francisco 49ers, who
quick. Quentin Johnson went, so I'm not afraid of someone double tapping. So I would be okay to push it. Kraft,
these guys all are whatever to me. I like Harvey and Reed, but it's whatever.
Let's go with Dowdle.
That's fine. Dowdle? It's fine by me too. I like Rico. I like Rico and Warren. I honestly think they're both probably pretty good picks, assuming that the backfield has similar expected fantasy points to what it did last year.
Dude, it's a hack. These 40-year-old quarterbacks, they don't want to get hit. They just dump the ball down. We've seen it with Breeze. We saw it with late stage Big Ben. Like their arm strength goes. Rodgers can still sling it. That Hail Mary last year was freaking nuts, man. So I'm not even saying that, but he does not want to get hit. We're going to get a bunch of targets to these guys. I think it's probably Warren. I think Warren's better. I'm not so sure Mike McCarthy thinks that.
I mean, Mike McCarthy brought in his boy. You got it's the year of nepotism. Chris Rodriguez there with the Jaguars. I mean, every former Saint is now a Denver Bronco. Like you look at their depth chart and you're like, dude, why is Adam Troutman on this team? Yeah. Herbert is an awesome pick here, though. Assuming that we get him, it's really good.
And again, everyone, that's something that it's in these best ball drafts where you can be a little bit more sure about people going out of their way to stack. I think you can make stuff like that. So again, when I saw Quentin Johnson go here, I was less concerned about someone, taking QJ and then taking Herbert. When there's no one at this turn that, again, has a reasonable stack, that is when you can push quarterback. I would say more so your home league situations, it'd be more so like, all right, if I'm trying to wait on a QB, look at the dudes drafting between you and the next time. And hey, if a lot of them already have their QBs, it's a more reasonable chance to be able to wait. So just, again, some tips and tricks if you're into that kind of thing. But through 8 rounds, Davis, we got our quarterback in Herbert. We got 3 RBs, Saquon, Bucky Irving, and Rico Dowdle. Looking strong at wide receiver with Justin Jefferson, Ladd McConkey, Malik Nabers, and Carnell Tate. So likely going to be playing the late-ish round tight end game. But I don't know about you, man. I was taking, how have you felt about your drafts with early versus late round tight end? Everyone loves Brock Bowers and Colston love him. I don't think that's a debate, but the debate for me is do I like my teams when I'm burning that top 4 round pick on them, or do I like just throwing a couple late round darts? So far, I think it's more so the latter.
I mean, I definitely want to be overweight on Bowers, but there is no, it's so clear that the teams you feel the best about are, I took 3 late tight ends. I took Dalton Schultz. I took Terrance Ferguson. I took Pat Freiermuth. I love my tight ends, right? Greg Dulcich. I even still take Stowers, who you can get in the 18th round, reliably
Brave.
Every single time. Gunnar Helm. All the tight end, 22 through 35 feature some of my favorite picks,
Michael Mayer?
I take a little bit of Michael Mayer. I mean, they're going to play a ton of 12. They have no wide receivers. Mm-hmm. He's got contingent value for sure. I think Mayer is a fine pick.
He's like 2023 Isaiah Likely sort of situation. We think the guy's
exactly
good. Maybe he gets traded. Who knows? Crazier things.
Maybe he gets traded. Yeah.
Jackson Dart sitting here for us. Kyle Pitts. I do like Kyle Pitts. What are your thoughts here? Jacoby, Kenny Gainwell, Rashad White. We can go pretty much any number of directions.
I would probably be Jacoby. I do like Rashad White. I mean, Dart, we have the stack set up. Maybe we just go Dart and we can maybe be done at 2 quarterbacks.
If we don't get another quarterback, we're okay.
We're okay. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Gonna have opportunities. I think this would be a decent Cam Ward team because we don't have to spend up. If Kyler is staring at us next round, but that would be 3 pretty high quality.
I'm fine with that. I pretty much every team on Underdog do 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 7 wide receivers, 3 tight ends.
There's no one really calling to me. If we hadn't gotten Bucky or Rico, I think we'd be playing catch up at running back, but why not just have the best quarterback room in our little league here?
Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's ultimately why I feel that way, is that these, after about pick 80, 85, the positions, the skill position players just get so flat. I'm I don't know, really, what is the difference between Kenny Gainwell and Woody Marks? I'm sure there's some difference, but it's not that big.
Yeah. Woody Marks getting hyped up a little bit from beat reporters that may or may not know what the hell they're even talking about in the middle of July, but something to keep in mind there. Kyler went anyway, so it's a moot point. Rashad White, is this a slappy pick? I'm still trying to figure out that right lexicon.
I mean, our boy Jacob Sanderson takes a lot of him, but he just fits this build nicely because
over Gainwell. We already have Bucky. Yes, we definitely want Rashad White. Cool.
Because we're both a little bit in between on Bucky. Neither of us are big Bucky guys. Dowdle, same deal. Could just be the third down back. Could be the Rashad White. So we're just stacking up a little bit of variance there. I mean, I take a lot more of Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in that backfield, but and especially as he is continue to get cheaper. But I mean, there's no doubt about it. Rashad White is probably right now better at running on early downs than JCM is at playing at passing downs, but that might not be true for the entirety of the season. Running backs, there are a lot of examples of this, running backs being really bad on passing downs earlier in their career and figuring it out as they go on.
I just feel like Rashad White is that running back who, no, he's not going to have the sick cutback 70-yard touchdown that we're all, going crazy for on Monday or anything like that. But I think when the coach designs a play to pick up 4 yards in the B gap, Rashad White's going to get you that. And Bill, for better and for worse, I think there's a lot to be said about someone who can have his explosive big play ability. Bill was so freaking good last year for a late round pick, but everyone got out of their freaking minds in August. So it becomes this weird thing where almost similar to Genty, he kind of underperformed the sky high expectations we have. So I'm not necessarily anointing White over Krosky-Merritt, but whoever, like Davis, if we knew for sure it was Rachaad White, he's going 5 rounds earlier.
He's going wait, yeah. If we knew for sure either way, the price is really bad. I'm kind of betting we do know, which is that Rachaad White is going to play the role that Eckler was in, and JCM is going to play the role that he was just in. And they didn't even pretend they were going to keep Chris Rodriguez. They were like, all right, man, thanks for your service. We'll bring in Katron and Robert Henry and Jerome Ford, and we're gonna figure it out.
We got Jaden Higgins chilling. I've taken a little bit of him when I haven't gotten Nico, but I don't think we necessarily need to go that route. If we did want to get our first tight end, there goes the Isaiah Likely opportunity. That's okay. Mark Andrews, Kincaid. Again, we can go kind of any number of directions here. How are you feeling?
I take Andrews the most of this list. Some people think he's absolutely cooked. Some people like him just fine. I don't mind Jaden. Jaden Higgins also gives us an option for another quarterback. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's do Higgins.
Cool. Yeah, there's a couple guys you can do. Coker and Bryce Young later as well. Higgins and Stroud, or just take Malik Willis and any freaking random Miami Dolphin at the end of your draft as well. Maybe Andrews comes back to us.
Where are you at on Malik Willis? To me, he's the easiest pick on the board. It's just like, well, not going to work out sometimes, but this is what we've been. I mean, dude, we did Justin Fields, we did Trey Lance, we did Anthony Richardson, and guess what? All those dudes were 1 billion times more expensive. Now this dude is in the 130s. It's wild.
It's 26 to 28 last 10 years. 26 to 28 quarterbacks with 100 plus rush attempts have been a top 12 signal caller. Can it happen with Justin Fields where they just play bad enough to get benched? Okay.
For sure.
And I was wrong with Justin Fields last year. I thought he would have a longer leash than possible. I'm not saying it's impossible for that to happen to Malik Willis, but we don't even have to. Usually, Davis, we got to draft these guys like around the QB1 borderline. Now he's just a late round dart. So yeah, I'll sign up for that.
He's going after, I mean, no disrespect to, but he's going after Tyler Shuck. Like, come on, man. I'd probably be Kincaid here.
Do you want Stroud? We got to take him now if we want him.
Actually, yes. Yeah, let's just do that. Cause again, I like the late tight ends. Like again, we can look at the projections on rotowire.com, but I'd guess Dalton Kincaid I'd guess he's pretty close. I bet if we pulled him up, I bet he's pretty close to Pat Freiermuth. I bet they're within like 0.8 points per game. Honestly.
Yeah, maybe, man. It's interesting with Freiermuth, man. They pay Washington. I feel like they love that dude, but Freiermuth isn't that far removed from a season in which he was, like a low-end tight end 1.
2 years ago, we drafted Pat Freiermuth in the top 100 picks.
It's not that long ago.
It's not really that long ago, man. I mean, even last year, after they signed Jonnu and they started playing Darnell Washington the year before, he was still like in like the 130s, 140s.
Yeah.
And now Jonnu's gone. They get a new offensive coordinator this is one of the things I thought that like big fantasy football would be more hip on this, but Arthur Smith is gone. He's with your boys. He's at he's the Ohio State Buckeyes offensive coordinator. The guy they brought in, Brian Angelino, I think is how you pronounce it. It doesn't have a G. It has a CH in it. Angelico. There you go. And yeah, one of the two. He's a McShanny guy. He's a McShanny tree guy. He was the quarterbacks coach, offensive quality control coach under KOC for the Vikings. So we've got Aaron Rodgers, all-time great quarterback. We got all these skill position players we like. The Steelers were like 27th in pace last year, and they're still not going to be super fast because Rodgers controls that, but they're going to be faster. Like I think the Steelers, for the way, like, because best ball is such an annoying game where it honestly is kind of just mining out the value from these bad teams because everything in best ball is related to cost. And taking Steelers players does feel like, I mean, you're not going to hit a home run, but there's a lot of doubles against the wall there, I think.
They got to be one of the only teams that doesn't have a single top 12 quarterback or tight end or a top 24 running back or a top 24 wide receiver. And like, I don't think anyone expects them to finish 10th, like top 10 in scoring, but they could easily finish 16th or 17th again. So
they could easily finish 17th in scoring.
Yeah. So, all right. No Gadsden. That's honestly okay. Joe Naylor, Hunter Henry, Jawan Johnson. What are you feeling here?
I would probably take Spears or Coleman and then just be done at running back.
I feel like Spears has the better. Yeah, let's go with Spears. That dude's just
I mean,
good at football, man.
I was gonna say Spears is pretty good. He's got outs for Pollard being traded, or
He
just
might
like
just
kind of
catch.
being.
I think
Yeah,
Spears in that exact same Dylan Sampson and Kenneth Gainwell sort of tier, you know?
we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Glitched out for a second.
I was like, oh man, did I piss you off?
No. I don't know if that was my internet or yours.
All good.
Can you show me the tight end tab?
Yes. It's gonna be a little scary. Juwan,
So I
Schultz,
would
right?
I actually have Schultz ahead of Juwan in my rankings. I mean, I don't really care. And I don't sweat
anyway.
ADP down here very much, but Schultz like kind of just easily finishes the tight end 8 last year because he is going to be the guy closer to the line of scrimmage in that offense. And like he very similar to Kate Otten, he just plays like every down, like all the time. Then maybe he gets trimmed a little bit by Marlon Klein. I don't know.
We've had these 3 years though in Houston. First year, 10 PPR points per game. Second year, 7. Third year, 10.5. And it's like, all right, he's being priced at when he finishes 7. So let's go ahead and just try to draft this. Like he could easily, we see this every year, Davis, like tight end 10 through tight end 19. There's like 1.1 fantasy points per game that separate them. I absolutely think Schultz could be somewhere in that tier.
Easily. Yeah. And I mean, that's why like every year, the easiest lesson in fantasy football is like the worst picks in fantasy football are like tight end 5 through 13. They're just like categorically the worst picks. I did a whole video about this on my channel and I pulled up some of the examples, and it is so funny to see some of the guys who have been drafted as top 10 tight ends because they scored touchdowns the year before, like just guys who immediately are like out of football. It's just Pat Fryermuth actually, funnily enough, was one of them. But like
Hawkinson last year.
Hawkinson, yeah, dude. It's just, I mean, Andrews has been at a bunch. Like, guess what, dude? Kenyon Sadiq is somehow going to catch 6 touchdowns this year for the crappy Jets. He's going to be the tight end 8 next year, and then he's going to have like 400 yards. You know, that's just how it goes. Yeah.
I wasn't chasing Sadiq up like, pre-draft and even a little bit after. He was kind of going closer to that tight end 1 borderline. I will say, though, he's kind of reached that same point with Omar Cooper, Casey Concepcion, where it's just like, hey, they're a first-round pick and they're going this late. Okay, I'll take you sometimes at least.
I mean, I'm pretty into taking Sadiq where he goes, actually, in a specific build. I wouldn't want him on this one because so we're going to take 3 and we kind of just need guys who are going to run a bunch of routes. But I don't know. What if the Jets aren't the Jets, man? What if the Jets win 8 games,
What if? But do you really think that's going to happen? Any team could be good, all right? And Vegas early season lines have the Jets,
team could be good, yeah.
Dead last, So
I
hear you.
I would bet on them beating that total.
I do too.
If
I don't think they're dead
I had
last.
to bet,
definitely think they're closer to 32 than 1, though. Not the hottest take in the world. I do see your point. But again, I'm way more fine taking that chance with Cooper and Sadiq than I am with Garrett and Brees and burning a top 4 round pick on it. That's all.
Yeah. I like Adonai Mitchell. So I would have Helm would be my highest ranked tight end here.
Okay. Well, we already have 2 Titans. That's my only problem.
Okay. Yeah, let's take Dulcich then.
Cool.
Or actually take Judy.
Hey, no fucking complaints here, Davis. I have drafted this dude so freaking much. Is having 1,200 yards 2 years ago bad? I'm sorry Jameis Winston actually wanted to throw this guy the ball for once. Excuse me.
Man, I don't want to be the guy falling for the propaganda for Jerry Jeudy, but how do you look at the wide receivers who go around him? Malik Washington, Isaac Tesla, Antonio Williams. Jerry Jeudy was 3rd in the NFL last year in total routes, 29th in the NFL in targets. He might stink. He might be totally done. The Browns might be 32 out of 32. But man, that is a lot of volume to just be like, you know what, dude, I'm taking Jeremy Bernard instead.
Dude, you got again, you guys like fantasy points, separation scores? I do. 14th best dude last season. All right. He was still separating out there. Dulcich?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Let's do that.
Sweet.
We're gonna get sniped on my boy. No way is T Ferg gonna make it back around to us. People are too hip now, man. Yeah. It's sad. Back in my day, T Ferg would have been. He wouldn't have even been in the fantasy football magazine, dude. He would have been. He would have been totally unknown to the general public.
I will say I was looking at all the outside the top 200 picks. How many touchdowns did you score last year? It's Colby Parkinson, number 1 with 9, and it's free agent Kareem Hunt with 8. Like, it is, again, I've been drafting Ferg. He's got the highest upside. There is a scenario where he's basically wide receiver 3. McVay said the right things, kind of says the right things about everyone in the offseason. I get it. But I'm in on Ferguson, but it is curious if forced to. Like, we could get Colby Parkinson round 18. Have you been going down that road?
I've taken him a couple times just as like a pure protection play. Like, man, how pissed will I be if Colby Parkinson scores 8 touchdowns this year and I was drafting his backup all season, you know? But I mean, I think that Colby Parkinson, obviously, like he had the Gary Barnidge season. He had the
Robert Tonyan.
Robert Tonyan, Jacob Tammy, you know, these guys who just pop up with big touchdown seasons out of nowhere on limited volume. Like Parkin, I mean, dude, you want to talk about funny names that were top picks? Tyler Higbee was once a top 100 pick. For
crazy in that last 4 games of the year, winning everyone their titles. All right, that's the thing. If Colby didn't dud in that like week 16 game when everyone finally got around to starting him, I bet he'd be going like 30 picks earlier. But there is the very real kind of you screwed me in the fantasy playoffs, so I'm not drafting you next year caveat.
Honestly, I think what it probably is that Claire being drafted, you would think that is a bear signal for Ferg. I actually am interpreting it the other way, where taking a tight end that early is them being like, dude, we got to have like 5 tight ends because we don't have a third wide receiver. Our whole offense this year is going to be based around these guys actually being able to catch the ball. Like, we can't just have glorified tackles out there.
Yeah.
And if Parkinson regresses, like, we got to have another plan or they just move on. And Tyler Higbee, this will probably be his last year for the Rams. They'll probably cut Davis Allen, you know?
We are approaching round 17. 2 more picks, Davis. I know we need 1 more tight end. We're probably good at running back. So is there another wide receiver you like to target late? And is his name Rashad Bateman?
I mean, Bateman is cool with me. Tank Dell is cool with me. Jalen Knoll is cool with me.
We do have Stroud, so that would make sense.
Yeah, I'm not taking Darius Slayton. I am clean and sober from Slayton. My favorite.
Me too, man. But Davis, now that we aren't taking Slayton, he's going to give us 706. That's just how it works.
It would be. I mean, he's hurt right now too. Like,
why does Keenan Allen go 100 picks after Stephon Diggs?
We just don't know. Just don't know if he's gonna play. Tyquan Thornton actually is my favorite late wide receiver.
Look who fell to us. It happened.
Wow, what a jam!
Bird.
People,
come on down.
You know, it's so funny. Of course he fell to us because I'm so used to streaming these drafts with like my people who know who I'm going to take, and they never want to let me get T Ferg. But now we're here. We're pre-recording this, so we're just chilling right now.
I'm keeping Marshawn Lloyd in the queue just so he knows I appreciate him, but I understand that we are going wide receiver here. So yeah, probably Bateman. I think Dell already won. He's starting. You know, we got that good video out there, so people are wising up to it at this point. Yeah, he went round 16.
Although there was a report today on Dell that like they're gonna really manage his reps, which makes sense, dude. He had that injury was catastrophic, man. It was so bad,
horrific. Not like he's this big guy either. So round 18, everyone, we have made it here. Let's do some Rashad Bateman, dude.
I'm cool with Bateman. I mean, sounds like every day that is happening. That he's just going to be the wide receiver too. Like they draft Surratt, they draft Lane to throw you off the scent. But at the end of the day, it was always Rashad Bateman.
It's not like, man, I get it. Surratt, great production score. I even like Jacoby Lane as more of he was kind of like my favorite day 3 later sleeper. And then he went.
I liked him. I liked him too. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know, making sick one-handed catch for 2 years at USC is kind of cool. If you ask me, dude, our society's so lame. Dudes make one-handed catches now. And we're like, oh, no separation.
No separation.
And they're
got to separate, brother.
So.
Yeah.
Team 9 over here again started off with Justin Jefferson and Saquon Barkley. Went wide receiver heavy after that. Ladd McConkey, Malik Nabers, and Carnell Tate. Got a free-falling Bucky Irving about 10 picks past ADP. That was probably our biggest kind of just value, I would say, of the draft. Rico Dowdle after that to get our RB3. Justin Herbert and Jaxson Dart, again, good stacks with Ladd McConkey and Malik Nabers. We picked up Rashad White in round 10. Jaden Higgins after that to get our third quarterback, CJ Stroud. Tyjae Spears to complete the running back room. Obviously, you guys have not heard me say a tight end yet, which means we had to take 3 of them in our final 5 picks. Dalton Schultz, Greg Dulcich, Terrance Ferguson, round things out with 2 wide receivers who, again, this time last year, just purely looking at where they went last year versus where they're going now, we're going so much higher. Jerry Jeudy, Rashad Bateman. Has their situation really changed that much because we added some rookies? Well, Davis and I are betting it hasn't. So it's not like we're talking about these 33-year-old dudes who are clearly past their prime, man. I know last year didn't go great. I'm just not convinced they're suddenly these horrible football players. So again, Davis, I would like to believe that every single team I draft is going to be the winner. So we'll keep, the optimism and stuff. But truly, I forget if it was, I heard you say it or Peter, whoever I heard it first, but there is a certain way to build where you're like, I have a bullet. I think this team has a chance. And I feel like this team has a chance.
This team for sure has a chance. It's structured well. We have our stacks. All 3 of our quarterbacks are stacked. I think if you are going to forsake Bowers, McBride, and Loveland, this to me is kind of how you do it. There's just not much of a difference between Dalton Schultz or Hunter Henry or Greg Dulcich and Brenton Strange or whatever. Like you can have a personal opinion, but the reality is they're more or less the exact same guy. So I like this team quite a bit. I mean, number one way to like your team is to get an ADP faller like Bucky, and then to have a guy who's going to rise. Like if Harbaugh comes out tomorrow and says Nabers is good to go, we expect him to play week 1. Malik Nabers in the 40s is done. It's over. Gonna be a second round pick. Probably gonna go like if Nabers plays in a preseason game, which I think is very, very unlikely. Mm-hmm. He would go where St. Brown, Jefferson, and Lamb are going.
Yeah. And guess what? If you guys want to just wait until the end of August and draft and not to deal with this stuff, okay, fine, I get it. But if you are drafting more so around the calendar, like those are the sorts of bets you should be willing to try to make in such a big tournament like this one. So the thing I saw today, literally from shout out Adam Levitan, quoting Jordan Renan. Renan said straight up, all eyes will be on Nabers, who is expected to avoid the physically unable to perform list. Like, that's the main issue, dude. I can live with a 2-week ramp up. I just don't want to live with that ramp up in weeks 5 and 6. Like, if we're good to go in September for Nabers, like, come on.
It is, I think he and Jacobs are the 2 most interesting guys, and they go right next to each other because if things move the right way, draft boards are going to be super different in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the season, and for like redraft stuff too. A lot of people have not even, I haven't done my home league draft yet. And I'm like, first off, I guarantee you I'm taking Nabers in the 4th round of my home league, even if he is on the pup. But like, that's also a situation where if he is at the 1-2 turn, and like, I think the Giants are going to be more run heavy and all this stuff, then I'm going to have to think about it.
Davis, I appreciate you, brother. You are streaming all day, every day. Make sure you guys, again, go ahead and follow him. You guys probably already are if you're watching a best ball draft. But, man, absolutely crushing out there. And just a grinder's grinder, bro. I know you get out there, you play some golf and everything. But, we're all going to be wrong and say some stuff that's going to look bad in 12 months and stuff.
Well,
and
we sure are, man.
We sure will. But, man, you truly are in there putting your money down every single day. And, man, I just appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you too as well, Ian. Thank you very much for having me. Love what you guys are doing over here. Big fan of your new coworker, Theo Greminger, as well. I've been doing shows with him for a long time. Got a nice little squad over there on RotoWire.com.
The OG shout Theo. We are going to be trying to get in those FFPC streets next week, actually, so make sure you guys tune back for that. Plenty more going on this channel as well. So if you like the video, please like the video. Always helps when you guys hit that little subscribe button as well. So for Mr. Davis, I'm Ian. Thanks again for tuning in. And until next time, take care, everybody.